Hey, what's up everyone? BDF44 coming at you in another video. Alright, so my last video was talking about what everybody needs to do. I was philosophizing, I was pointing out all kinds of different stuff, going completely ham. And now I got some information. Some information that can give us a whole lot to talk about, as if I wasn't talking enough. But look, LeBron James is telling everyone, according to Mark Stein, or not telling everyone, but according to Mark Stein, it has been released that LeBron James will not sign his extension unless the Lakers land Kyrie Irving. Simple as that. That is the story. So we gotta land Kai. We gotta land Kai. That's simple as that. We gotta get Kyrie Irving. Period. Gotta get him. Now here's the deal. I don't know how Jeannie's gonna take to that. I don't know. I don't know how Jeannie's gonna take to that because you can already see that she's frustrated. Now with whom, she's not making that clear. I've heard all kinds of theories. Some think it's her preparing Kyrie for what's expected of him. Some think she's frustrated with Magic. Some think she's frustrated with Bron. Some think she's listening to Phil Jackson, and that's why she's speaking the way she. I don't know. Who knows? She left it open, and that was the point. And so it's probably had many meanings for many people. But I think at the end of the day, now I believe Bron basically is responding to that by doing this. That is his response. That's his response. If you don't give me Kyrie Irving, I'm about it. So this is when you are at a crossroads if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. A real crossroads. Because either you can go all in for Bron for this year, and he's essentially telling you he already has his eyes elsewhere. That means leaving, unless you get drastically better. Half of the year, I was advocating for us trading him at the deadline because I felt like it could help us get the most return for him. A lot has changed since then, including my opinion. I felt like going forward with LeBron James and not ruining this tenure with him will really help us long term in terms of keeping a good relationship with Clutch, and what that means for our organization would be a lot of good things. However, it looks like this thing is going south. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's going south. It looks like that's a failure. Or potentially if we don't get it right here, and I don't know how we're going to react to this. And when I say we're, I mean the organization. I think it's going to be a couple people in that organization going to be like, cool, get him out of here too. I think it's going to be a couple people in the organization that are going to be like, okay, let's get Kyrie Irving. We're on board. That's exactly what we want, including myself. That's what I want. Bron wants what I want, so as a fan, I'm saying let's get Kyrie Irving, period. However, here's the thing. If you're getting Kyrie Irving, then what I'm willing to give up for him is determined by what it is I'm willing to do after this season. Now, we've already had this conversation, but my opinion is we need to re-sign him because I want that talent in place for as long as we're expected to not do so good since we don't have our picks. And, of course, things are as they are. But if LeBron James is leaving, that changes the course of what it is that we need to do for our franchise. If we're certain he's out, and what we essentially have right now is no certainty. But if they don't get if they don't get Kyrie Irving, we can be certain he will be out. So my question is, what are the Lakers going to do in response to what he's done here? Because now you get an environment where the think tank that is the Los Angeles Lakers, the hub that is our front office, has to go back and figure out if they want to do this or if they want to start the process of rebuilding without LeBron James. That's what happens here. Now you go back to the drawing board and figure out which timeline you prefer. Do you cut ties with Bron? Because I know there's a couple people in the room who want to do that. Or do you acquiesce to what he's telling you to do, which is something you probably should be planning on doing anyway, but it seems like, again, the hub is kind of iffy about it. He's trying to help them make that decision for themselves. He's trying to help them along by making that decision for them. And so they can either do that or they can start the process of figuring out what to do without him. Now, if you're going to move on without him, which is something I don't suggest you do, then that opens up a conversation about the Brooklyn Nets in regards to LeBron James going there for Kevin Durant, which is something I would not do at all. But it will open up that conversation. It will open up that conversation indeed. So be prepared for that nonsense. I think all in all, this is what happens when you don't go all in. And I'm guilty of not wanting to go all in as well, because I'm on the fence about the 29 pick. So I'm no help in that regard. But that's just what the nature of the circumstance is. You can't both do what you need to do for him and effectively do what you need to do for yourself long term, which is a conundrum that is just simply in place. And so you just have to make a decision. Do you want to go all in for this opportunity at a championship, which is something that we've already, I thought, had committed to? Or do you want to go back to the drawing board with LeBron James and move on without him, as to which, in my opinion, if you want to do that, you should have did it already at the trade deadline, like I said. So this is why I just get frustrated with this front office. This is why I want them to do what LeBron James says, is because they can't seem to come together and make sense with any one direction. This is what I was talking about in regards to having too many voices in the room, and it keeps people swaying in different directions because they always land on a committee-like approach to every decision. It's not one person's vision saying, okay, we're doing this because the vision dictates that. It's more so, okay, we're going to do this because the room agreed overall that this is the move to make, but now we got to do this that pulls us in this direction because that side of the room has agreed by majority that this is what we do. Now we're doing this. You see what I'm saying? You see how you move when you vote that way? It doesn't move as an organization should, and that's why I want Jeannie to condense these damn voices, get these people out of the room so that we don't have these type of problems. That is your biggest problem, is the fact that you're allowing too many people to dictate what happens with us. It's not just about having so much support in decision making so that you can have a lot of input. Sometimes you need that input, but it needs to condense down to just one singular thought. What direction are we trying to go? And if we're trying to move forward with the young approach like the rest of the league, then you should trade everybody for picks like the Utah Jazz and start over. Don't hold on to LeBron James if you're not going to give him everything he needs to succeed, because every other team he would be a part of would be going all in for him, because that's what they would be doing if they're signing up to be with him. And it's like you're in year 4 of this, so if you're tired of it, then you should just cut bait. That's all I've been saying the whole time. You know, you got your fans on this roller coaster because we're sitting here saying, okay, well, if we're not moving on, then let's go all in. And now last minute, because it's maybe like 2 or 3 voices kind of are iffy, now we're on the edge like it's iffy, and we're about to lose everything because of this. And it's like, this is not how you manage your rebuild if that's what the plan is. If you're going to rebuild, then you rebuild. Initiate that yourself. You don't get backed into it because you don't want to acquiesce to the guy that you signed up for. I do not like the Lakers' approach to LeBron James. After all of this time we've thought about it, I don't think they've built properly around him. I think they've done too much to try to acquiesce to him. And the mistakes that we've made because of it have left us in shambles. Now you're tired of him, but you don't want to go all the way with him. You know, it's like, well, if you don't want to go all the way with him, then cut bait. You know, but it's like, if you don't want to cut bait, then go all in. But if you're not going to do either, then understand that he's not going to be happy. And neither are we as fans. We're not either. I'm not. Because now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to give up my 29th pick, but I also don't want to necessarily lose LeBron James for nothing. He's worth a lot more than a 29th pick. And so if I'm weighing the two, it's like, you want to think about that a little more, you guys? Like, again, I'm not in love with what we have to do, but I've already committed to it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not in love with this path. This isn't the path I choose. When I preach into this camera, I'm all about the player development. I wouldn't have traded for Anthony Davis. You understand what I'm saying? I'm that kind of person. So when I sit up here and say I'm all in, damn it takes a lot to get to this point as a fan. This didn't come easy. And so now that we are here, we're at the finish line. It's time to go all in. We got Kyrie Irving coming to Sparks games. We got GMs talking to one another. We got all this. And then I'm hearing news like this And news like this doesn't come out unless somebody's reacting to something that people are not doing, that they said they were going to do, or what have you. Stuff that should have already been done. You know you got the deal in place, it's ready, and somebody don't want to pull the trigger. That's all this is. Cold feet. And Bron ain't got time for cold feet. 37, 38 years old, we ain't got time for cold feet. Either you going all in or I'm getting all out. And so I don't blame him. Because if y'all was going to do this nonsense, this should have already been done. We already passed that. That point of no return, we passed that already. Now we're at the point to get it done. And so I don't know who's all in on what, who's dragging their feet. Honestly, I don't care. I really don't. But if we get this far and you don't trade for this man, Kyrie Irving, this dude bounces on us and we left with nothing. But Anthony Davis in hopes that he gonna stay, and he probably gonna want to leave too if LeBron bounce. In this climate, when they can't even trade KD because of the nonsense that the Timberwolves have done, you think you're gonna get your best return for LeBron James? You think you're gonna get your best return for AD in this environment? Y'all better do what you need to do to get this guy on this team before things get a lot uglier for you than it did for the Brooklyn Nets. You see what they're going through. You want to go through that because you don't want to give up a pick? You're gonna go through what Brooklyn going through because you don't want to give up a pick. Tell me that's not what we're doing, Miss Bus. Tell me that's not what we're doing. Seriously. In the midst of all this, that's what we're gonna do. I don't believe it. I'm more inclined to believe this is controversy strummed up to keep people engaged in the off season, just like we always say. That's what this is. But it could also be some bull crap. Some absolute bull crap. And I know a lot of people are going to be mad at LeBron James, but not me. Not this time. Nope. Because like I said, we already passed that point where I thought it made sense to go back. We did that already. I got videos on that. No, we're past that. Now it's time to go all in. Now it's time to jump in the water. We got our swimming trunks on. We got our goggles on. We ready. You get all the way on the end of the diving board. Now you want to turn around? No. It's time to dive now, Lakers. It's time. Rob's already talking to Sean. Don't get cold feet. Know what I need to see right now? I need to see a Magic tweet. I want to see Magic tweet. I want to hear something. I want to hear something from somebody. That's what I want to hear. Tweet Magic. Encourage them to do whatever it is your opinion feels, but I want to hear something from somebody. If it ain't him, I want to hear from Jeannie. Somebody. Don't have this man walk out of this organization after we did all this thus far, when we could have fixed our situation at the trade deadline and got a whole boatload. No. When I was sitting up here saying all that nonsense, and then I started thinking about all the stuff that we didn't do, putting a center on this, we did not put a center on this team last year, that could adequately help ourselves. Signing all these old guys, taking the chance on Russell Westbrook, knowing that the fit was not a good basketball fit. All of these things. The mistakes with THT contract, the mistake with Austin Reeves contract, the mistake with Kendrick Nunn signing. No. You think he's out of line for wanting out of here? Are you serious? No. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the guy say, oh, the king is wrong. No, he's not. Not this time. Nope. It's time to shut some of those voices down in that front office, please. I am requesting that personally. BDF44 is asking that day. Who? Him? He don't need to be talking no more. Her? She don't need to be talking no more either. No more. It should only be about 2 or 3 people in there that should have a voice. That's it. And anything else is just having us going in circles. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Even the rebuild is going to fail because of that setup. It's going to fail. I promise you that. Everybody's telling you that. So that is what I have to say, man. This is a lot of frustration the Lakers are putting us through right now. You don't get this far with LeBron James to the finish line and then don't want to pull the trigger on Kyrie. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. When this man walk, you're going to have a fan base full of angry people. Very angry. And it ain't going to be because he walked. It's going to be because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That's it. That's what it is. It ain't going to be about him walking. It's going to be about the environment we created while he was here and it not being good enough to win multiple championships. That's that simple. So I know LeBron fans are going to agree with me on this. The Lakers need to do better. They do. Go all in or get out. You know what I mean? If we can't do right by the talent that we have, then we should not have him. And I think that about every organization who has any superstar. If you can't put the right stuff around them, then it's your responsibility even to the overall association to put that player back into the league where they can go and do something for themselves with the limited amount of time they have to play. And Bron only got what, a year left, 2 years, 3, depending on how his body reacts. No, he needs a championship caliber squad to go out with. I don't blame him. You ain't about to Kobe me. Y'all ain't about to do me like you did Kobe. I'm sorry. I ain't been here for 20 years. I don't love y'all like that. I'm just going to tell the truth. That's how he should probably feel. You know that he's a wanderer. He ain't going to stick in one spot just because y'all got the purple and gold and he's done it now. It's been done. He can move on. And leave us being whatever it is we're going to be behind him. Whatever it is. Maybe we luck out, get another Shaq and Kobe. Maybe it's another Chris Mim. Maybe it's another Sacre years. I don't know. But I can tell you this. If we pick up Kyrie Irving, we at least know we're not going to suck. We know that. Even if people are scared, oh my God, all this nonsense. Even if all of that, trust you me, we're not going to suck if that dude's on our team. Whatever plan y'all have in place that doesn't involve Kyrie Irving, if LeBron James loses, we are going to suck. Cap space or no cap space. The way y'all moving right now, whatever decision y'all going to make, it ain't going to be a right one. And we got to be honest about that. Honest. Your best path forward right now is with Bron. So make the trade, man. Don't do this to yourselves, Lakers. You thought last year cost you some money. Let that man walk out the door. You can really cost you some money. Believe that. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.